Who doesn't like to beat that? You guys know what I'm talking about. TUROS! We're doing some TUROS today. What up, you guys? We're gonna be going over this grind spot. Well, it's gotta be one of my favorite spots in the game if I'm being hella honest. It's a group grind. You can get really good money here. You get Kafirs, you get a shit ton of blackstones, you can get embers to make a flame, and the raw drop itself. Shit. Hell, they even made pulling the mobs easier. Don't worry, we're gonna go over all that, so let's start first with your gear requirements. You can actually come here at 269 AP, believe it or not, with around 341 DP. So if you're sticking around here at night, if you get stoned, you're probably gonna get popped like you wouldn't believe. These cows do quite a bit of damage, especially if they stun you, you get caught in a group and they all hit you at once, you're gonna get evaporated. Gotta keep them separated. Sorry. But I actually recommend coming here now till you're around 281 AP and 351 minimum DP. AP doesn't really matter quite as much because you can hit that 70% soft cap fairly easily because it is low, but that DP, definitely work on getting that DP up for survivability. For your crystals, there is actually a bit of CC problems here that you could run into. You can get knocked down by a couple of the mobs, especially the boss when he charges, and stun is also very prominent here. I would highly recommend building to be against the stun. Make sure to put 2 of the low-cost giant crystals in your setup, followed by your standard Jin or Bond Vipers for accuracy, along with your Lucas, 2 corrupted crystals, 2 ancient magical powers, and 2 red fangs. If you have a Garmoth in your awakening, feel free to also add 2 Rods. Glorious if you want to go above and beyond, but if you're here at a lower gear score, would not recommend. You could also additionally trade out the ancient magical powers for vigor or armor black magic crystals to get the extra percentage for stun resist. I just don't do it well because I don't want to occupy my crystal slots. That I have more gear, get good. Now for your buffs, elixirs, and artifacts. Definitely go to your exquisite cron meal to start building special damage. With the low AP cap at TUROS, building special damage is most effective. And of course your standard buffs for tent, church AP and DP, AP furniture. Don't forget your Crocodile horse, and of course your Vel's heart. Using a beast draft is fine here, but the giants would definitely be more effective for special damage. Use the beast draft if you want slightly more survivability. Only perfume really worth using here would be the Caux if you want a little bit more survivability. Other damaging perfumes probably not worth considering they'll only be 70% effective. Now for your artifacts and light stones. On the lower side of DP, use 4 set iron walls, also known as rigid wall, with DR artifacts for DR classes. For evasion, you can use 4 set waves, also known as centaurs, to get more evasion. Or if you want to spend a little bit of extra, you can get untouchable. So I think the 4 set waves at this particular gear score would do just fine. For AP lightstones, if you can maintain 100% crit rate, you want to use vicious shadows or target openings. But if you cannot, you're still going to want to go with death blow. Now we're going to explain a couple little mechanics that you might want to know about TUROS to make your pulls that much better. You ever have that one guy you're grinding with and for whatever reason he's like, oh, I hit them and they aggro different. Well, look at this, you don't even have to hit them. The optimal way to aggro at TUROS is to hit them and then get away from their normal aggro range as quickly as possible. Especially with the pikes. These guys are usually the main source of problems for pulls at TUROS. Normally if you hit them and you're within normal range, they will do a throwing animation. This eats up time, they're not aggroing to you, and then your pack looks a little scuffed. To avoid this, hit them and get away from them as quickly as possible. See how this changes? If you go far enough away, they will just continue to run and they won't animate at all. Main reason being is they're trying to aggro to you based on your last location, but if you keep changing it, they will follow. This is why really ranged classes like Archer and Ranger are really good here. They can sit in one spot, shoot everything, and voila, all the cows come to them that easy. Same goes true with any other high mobility classes that can get away very quick. Do keep in mind that TUROS is definitely a pull efficiency spot, and the better you pull, the more trash you'll get. There's of course the method of just going pack to pack in groups of 3, 4, 5 TUROS depending on where you are and just bursting them down that way, but what's the fun in that? The pulling at TUROS can feel so accomplishing and fulfilling once you get it down, trust. Well, at least for me. Now I'm going to show you the best rotation in TUROS, including my method to pull. After I've shown the rotation, I'll explain how you can incorporate the packs into boss spawns. I will be aggroing the packs and showing you the pings to where you'd want to bring them. Do keep in mind when you're aggroing the packs to go a little bit beyond the spot that you want to bring them to get them to come to you faster. A little bit harder with me solo pulling, but you guys will be able to pick up on the concept, I believe. Oh, just throwing it out here, I also like to grind here solo. It's fun. It's fun. Did I mention I like TUROS? Also really want the Elviad piece, just saying. I still need the Berserker piece. I got the Pike one, but I still need the Zerker one, man. I'm going to accelerate some of this clips as you've seen already, just to make it a little bit faster so you guys aren't like, yeah, the rotation. A couple of them are probably newer to you and require a little bit extra effort in terms of the pulls, but it will net you more trash than the very end, trust. There's a couple of them that are a little bit touchy, so make sure to follow my positioning as I'm going through. That's one of the harder learning curves that you'll have at TUROS is pulling efficiency. At certain ranges, they do tend to be a little touchy, but you'll get used to it. Now to explain a little trick about the boss spawns. Initially, after defeating the mobs necessary, you will actually leave the boss. Don't worry, it takes a very long time for him to despawn. You'll kill him within a couple of rotations. The idea is, as you go through the rotation, you will gradually chip him while doing packs. You just have to make sure to re-aggro him every time you're close. You can stack multiple bosses, which gets a little interesting. Don't forget to split pack responsibilities. It does make it a little bit quicker if you have 2 people pulling all the mobs rather than just 1. Now for the first boss, you can include the spawns here. You can pull these 3 to the boss spawns and DPS them here, along with the extra that's actually up in the little stand of the tower to the right. For the second boss down in the swamp part of the rotation, you can actually just include those 3 mobs normally within this pack here. They will all make it as long as you keep them relatively in front of the pole. What pole? The pole in the ground. Yeah, there. Now, unfortunately, if you leave the area as the boss spawns, you will have to go back and solo those 3 mobs with your teammate in order to make him spawn. Unfortunately, you can't leave him if he's not spawned because there is a timer. If you don't kill his 3 elite cows fast enough, he goes poof. Disappears. You don't get an opportunity. And trust, you want that opportunity. He drops some hearts, some blood, some embers, and a chance at that raw drop of the flame. Aim for 11k trash on a blue loot scroll with Agris when you're first coming here. As you progress and you get more gear, you can try to hit that 14k plus, which is definitely possible. Heck, I've heard of parties with rangers making over 15. And so, that is it for this in-depth guide, how to make more trash and be more efficient at my favorite spot, cows. We're just gonna call it cows. I love TUROS, man. Figuratively, just saying. I highly appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully this guide was helpful. If it was, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out quite a bit. I'll see all you amazing gamers in the next video. Crimson out.